Good morning, world. You are tuned into Morning Kiss. I'm Dominique Blake, the voice of NWA. We have an amazing show lined up for our listeners and viewers today. You could be anywhere else. You could be on any other station. But you know what, guys? I thank you so much for tuning into Morning Kiss. I love you for being here, right here with us. And let's get the show started. All right, so my guest co-host for today is Miss CEO Erika Nicole. Thank you for being with us today. Last episode, we spoke about some very important things. We spoke about actually why you're known as Miss CEO Erika Nicole and the dope things that you do here in the community. So one of the things that you really spoke about that was super important is real estate and, the importance of real estate, what you're doing in the real estate industry. So what's one tip that you wanted to really explain to the viewers and give them just as a takeaway based on your experience?
Right, definitely. So a lot of people believe that, you have to save up your whole life to live in that dream house that you envisioned or custom build it or whatever the case may be. Actually, with my due diligence with research, I have concluded that really if you start with your starter home and you build that equity in it, and you just keep rolling over that equity into your next house. So you buy a house that's affordable for you and your husband, or if you're single, for yourself, build that equity in that home, take the equity, buy the next house, do the same thing with that home, do it with the next home. 4 or 5 houses down the road, there you are in that $1 million, $2 million house that you dreamed of your entire life. You don't need $300,000 in the bank to go put a down payment on your $1 million dream home. Buy that starter home for $200,000 as a first-time home buyer. Get that grant. Don't be afraid to take that risk. You
know what? I'm gonna stop you right there. I didn't know if you had any more to share, but gems for you guys. So if you guys want to know some more, definitely hit her up, slide in her DMs. Where can they find you on social media?
Yes, definitely. My Instagram hashtag or username is Erika, ERIKA _X _Nicole, NICOLE. So you guys make sure to follow me on there. I have all the tips you need. Don't be afraid to slide in my DMs, ask me questions, and let's get you rolling with starting your investment or your dream home.
All right, Erika, thank you so much for those tips. I think that's very helpful. And speaking of real estate, we have a super special guest in the Kiss 105.3 studios today, and it's actually real estate extraordinaire and top agent, Miss Hayley Franklin. So Hayley is actually with the Brandon Group here in Northwest Arkansas, and she's just going to be giving us some important and wonderful information in regards to real estate, like how easy it can be to obtain property as a beginner, and why it's important to own a piece of the earth, plus much more. So we're going to be talking hot topics, guys. Each and every week we bring you guys the hottest topics, the most trending topics in the country. So right now, what's really blazing the airwaves, everybody's talking about Tory Lanez. And so he's actually named the shooter of Meg Thee Stallion by Meg herself. So she actually came on her Instagram live and revealed that. So it's not alleged, we're not assuming anymore. We're not trying to figure out who did it. She actually admitted that he shot her in both her feet. So that's crazy. Like, what in the world is happening?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Ellen DeGeneres under fire. So the Ellen DeGeneres show has recently come under fire because, because of workplace misconduct. So the last topic that we're going to be talking about for our hot topics section is voting this election. So it's super important that we remind you guys to get out and vote, exercise that right to vote, vote early and vote. I can't express it enough, guys. You have to exercise this right to vote. This election, more than any, in our lifetime at least, is super important. So we're going to be talking about some things that I'm doing with an organization that really supports that, a nonprofit that you guys know of. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that, when we talk more about hot topics later. And another thing that we're doing today, something super new and cool. We're going to be doing a game called Hot Seat, where we're going to put our special guest in the hot seat. And this is where they have to answer some interesting questions. You guys are going to love it. And if they don't answer the questions, they have to plead the fifth. Now, if the guest answers all questions without pleading the fifth, they will take home a wonderful, awesome prize by the company that is partnered with us this segment. So stay tuned, and we're going to just make sure that you guys find out what's going to happen with the hot seat, with our special guest, and all the hot topics. So right now, we're going to segue into our business highlights section. Today's program is brought to you by Diamond Training, Northwest Arkansas's #1 personal training company. So again, guys, I don't know about you, but I hate working out when it's not convenient to my lifestyle. I hate not knowing what to eat, and just while trying to achieve, my goals, the perfect lifestyle when it comes to nutrition and training. So we found the perfect solution for everyone wanting to be the best version of themselves. So whether you're a weight loss, a person that wants to do, weight gain, weight loss, sports-specific training. They train with all age groups. Yes, Diamond Training is virtual, local, and mobile. So take it from me or don't take it from me. You can also Google Diamond Training to find out why they're the #1 personal training company. I'm going to tell you right now, their amazing customer service has a lot to do with it. So they don't have any clients that haven't gotten to their goals, and so they make sure that results are guaranteed. So that's one of the #1 reasons and why people go to Diamond Training, and they just absolutely love them. So call today for your free personal training session, 479-312-0296. Use special code DTKISS to get that $200 off cash reward for any purchase on that package. If you would like to advertise your business on Morning Kiss, slide into my DM on Instagram at Dominique V. Blake, or call telephone number 479-312-0296, and we'll get you all hooked up so you can tell the world why your business or product is so amazing. So guys, we're gonna take a break really quick, and when we come back, we're gonna have our special guest, Miss Hayley Franklin with the Brandon Group. And we're back, guys. It's Dom Blake, the voice of NWA, back with Morning Kiss. So we have our special guest in the building, all right? Real estate extraordinaire, Miss Hayley Franklin of the Brandon Group. Thank you so much for being here. We're excited to have you here in the Kiss 105.3 studios. So, we want to talk to you about everything. Real estate is a hot topic right now. We were talking to Erika just about, her wonderful tips that she gave to the viewers and listeners last segment and a little bit at the top of this segment. So we're so happy and honored to have you here today. And so we want to pick your brain and find out why you're so amazing in this industry, why you're killing the game, why you're crushing it. And I want some of that to rub off on us today. So to take us from where you're from, how you got here, and what you're currently doing here in NWA.
Well, thank you very much again for having me on today. I'm excited to be here, and thank you for the very enthusiastic introduction.
That's how we do it here. That's how we do it here.
Real estate extraordinaire. That should be my new tagline.
You know what? I've been known to give taglines. I've at least given 5 people Instagram names, and so #CEO Erika Nicole is one of them. So I'll take credit for that. So go ahead with the extraordinaire, because you are. So tell us about you, where you're from, and give us the whole rundown.
So I am from a really small town in Northwest Arkansas, Berryville, if you've heard of it. Population 5,000.
Wow.
Yeah. So I immediately realized that my career was going to be pretty limited over there. If you wanted to do something to really support your lifestyle, people would go outside of Berryville to do that. So it was just easier for me to move up here to Northwest Arkansas to pursue other opportunities.
So I got a quick question, to let people know how small or how large that population is. How many people graduated from your high school?
Plus or minus 150.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Well, shout out to Berryville. Y'all are doing it big up there. Okay. So you went to college where?
So right after graduation, I moved to Tulsa and I pursued cosmetology, actually.
I can tell.
Yeah. I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur, a business owner. I've had that feeling for a very long time. I just didn't know how I wanted to channel that. So my first route was going through cosmetology. It was, it's a trade, so you don't have to commit for 4 years to figure out what you're going to do. I already had a baseline interest, so I learned pretty quickly that I wasn't going to be happy and fulfilled behind the chair that I wanted to be the boss.
There you go.
I just had to learn how to do that. So I then started working in Eureka Springs while I lived in Berryville, and I got promoted as a member of management. I was there for about 3 or 4 years before I moved up here to Northwest Arkansas.
Awesome. Okay, Hayley. So talk to us about just the preliminary steps, how to obtain real estate as a primary residence, and why people should stop renting.
This is one of my favorite topics because I feel like it is something that I'm very passionate about, because I grew up in a household where finances were not talked about and I was not educated on the topic. Therefore, I had no real life experience, and it was a dream that I was chasing even for myself. So I really got visibility when I started working for a mortgage loan company, and I realized how easy it was to obtain a mortgage and that you could buy a house with zero money out of your pocket. And
Say that again. Please. People are so intimidated. They think you need a whole lot of money as a down payment. So please say that part again.
So there are government funded programs that will allow for you to purchase a home, and there are income requirements that, of course, there's people that might take advantage of that program. So there are income requirements, but there is a way for you to buy a house with $0 and 0 cents. And the great thing too about getting a mortgage is you skip 2 months before you even pay your first payment. So
Nice.
if you have to pay 1 more month of your rent before you switch over to mortgage, then that is possible.
So was that your experience, Erika? Because you, on the other hand, like you guys are on the opposite ends of the spectrum. So was that your experience? Was it that easy, or was it challenging for you?
It wasn't challenging at all. I was so anxious to get into my first investment property that I didn't take advantage of the first time home buyer program. And I'd like you to also, here in a moment, answer if they've done away with that via COVID and the grants and things like that. But I, put 30% of the total down for my first house, and that's how I got in there. I wanted to sign the paperwork. I didn't want to wait 90 days to close or 6 weeks. I closed in 5 days and had the keys.
I bet you meet people like her all the time.
Absolutely. Easiest clients ever sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about trends in the real estate market. So you were telling me that interest rates are in the 2% range.
Yeah.
Like, is that a thing that's always been, or is this like now a new thing?
It's amazing.
No, so, I challenge you to actually ask somebody who's been in their home for at least 10 years what their mortgage rate was when they first obtained their first house. Because I know 2.5 years ago when I purchased my primary residence, I was happy at 3.875.
Wow.
That was low. So yeah, in the twos, that's unprecedented. I strongly believe that it's also unsustainable.
Right.
We don't have the bandwidth to keep up with this. Banks are struggling right now just to keep up with.
So question, if people have the opportunity to take advantage of this, being the percent that they can obtain a property, should they strike now while the iron is hot? So you guys, for all of you who are wondering if you should become first-time home buyers, or you've been eyeing that property, right now is a wonderful time to take advantage of that. So thank you for that information. So I want to talk a little bit about your mortgage.
We got to touch base on that.
What is that?
What about the people who can refinance?
What about the people that can refinance? Talk to us about that. Thank you for bringing that up. That's another important
So
thing.
I mentioned an overwhelm in the mortgage industry. That's the other side of it, where yes, it's stimulating buyers to go out and buy right now, but it's also stimulating the market for homeowners who are locked into that higher interest rate, who want to save hundreds, thousands of dollars over the span of their 30-year mortgage.
Right.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I think this is valuable information, things that we can, take throughout our lifetime and just become smarter in how we purchase and how we acquire property. So one of the things that I see that you're doing, and one of the things that you're implementing into your content creation, is a series called Mortgage and Mimosas. So take us through that. Tell us what it is and how you created it.
I wanted a fun way to talk about finances, because I feel like you have that conversation and people just completely tune out because it's sometimes uncomfortable. So
I never shy away from talking about money, and I don't think Erika does either.
It's my favorite subject.
So, in here we make it real all the time. And So, I love talking about money. So meeting someone like you that actually, you enforce that, you encourage it, it's actually quite comforting. So, with mortgage and mimosas, is that something that you talk about, within your segment, or do you have a meetup? How is it, curated?
I've been putting together short segments to cover multiple topics, not just geared towards somebody who wants to purchase their first primary residence, but I also cover real estate investing,
Nice.
how high-level real estate investors can avoid capital gains taxes. So it's multifaceted, and I can sit and talk about different ways to obtain different types of mortgages all day long. And I get to interview some really cool referral partners who usually work together, and to be able to pick their brain and give an audience a different perspective coming from a trusted source also is value.
Where can we tune into this or be a part of it? Is it class? Can we come and have mimosas and talk about mortgages?
I'm down for the mimosas. How about you?
Well, I'm down for both.
So where can we find you, Hayley?
Yeah, so I've actually been doing Facebook Live because of COVID.
Yes.
Going live and popping the bottle between me and my guest, and we tend to get a pretty good following. I promote it pretty well on social media, so I do want to switch gears into putting out content that is made beforehand so that I can really tighten the reins on the subject at hand, things like that. I like the live videos because it gives the audience an opportunity to chime in with questions or something that I didn't think of that they are curious about. That's where Facebook Live has been pretty beneficial as a platform.
Excellent. Well, listen, I'll be tuning in. Hopefully I can be, one of your special guests and, really just take advantage of all of the wonderful information that you offer on mortgages and mimosas. So at @Franklin .nwa is your handle. Is that for Instagram? Yes, it is. Excellent. So you guys be sure to follow Hayley, and thank you so much for joining us here today. I think that this is some phenomenal information. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to put Miss Hayley in the hot seat and just ask her some awesome questions. So don't run out of here. Now with those questions, we're going to ask you 4 questions. Now, if you plead the fifth on any of those questions, right, you're not going to get that special prize from our partner today. So we're going to come back, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to ask you those questions. And we are back with Morning Kiss. So guys, we're going to run through this week's hot topics, and then we're going to put Miss Hayley Franklin in the hot seat. So our first topic for today is Tory Lanez being named the shooter of Meg Thee Stallion by Meg herself in the incident a few weeks ago where she was shot in both feet. So Meg took to her Instagram Live and told the world that Tory was, in fact, the one who shot her. So this is crazy to me. She also said that she didn't admit it to the police at the time they showed up on the scene because she was fearful of losing her life as a Black person, just with all the things happening currently in America today, which I don't blame her. That I would have that same feeling as well. She was also fearful of what might happen to Tory if she told on him. So, these are all crazy things running through somebody's mind. Imagine that happened when you're shot. You know what I mean? So, she was fearful of him losing his career, his credibility, and everything he's worked so hard for, which I can also imagine. So, Hayley, what are your thoughts on, her naming Tory? I think this is somebody that she was maybe kind of dating or hanging out with, and he shot her in the foot. What? I want you guys to take. Tell me how you feel about that.
I feel like that's incredible loyalty right there.
And that is the ultimate loyalty. Seriously. Noel, I want to hear from you. As a man, I want your perspective. We haven't had much of a male perspective on the show, so I want to get the fellas included, and I want to find out from you guys that are listening and our viewers on YouTube. But Noel, tell us about, would you shoot somebody in the foot? A girl that in a bikini. She was in a bikini as well.
First of all, I'm not shooting anybody, especially a woman. and yeah, I love our guest. I love the response that was given, because that really is just to be conscious of, I don't want to get nobody else in trouble. I don't want to make a bad situation worse. Mm-hmm. To have that kind of thought.
Composure. Shout out to Meg.
This is a real one, yo.
Yeah.
That's my Houston girl.
Yes. Are you from Houston?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you probably used to. You're right. You know, and this is no laughing matter, guys. So even though we're making a little bit of light of the situation, you know, Erika, what do you think about Tory shooting Meg in the foot and her naming him as the shooter?
Right. Well, I believe it branched from them trying to manipulate the situation. His publicist saying that, you know, it wasn't him. She stepped on glass.
Crazy.
Right. But, you know, Meg seems to be in the news a lot these days. I think maybe it was because of the WAP. You know, he was upset. Who knows? But who's to say? We should ask Tory, right?
A round of applause for Meg's WAP if that was
Yes,
the reason
definitely.
why.
It's making
And drove him
headlines.
crazy. But I want to know from you guys out there listening and viewing, you know, do you guys think that it was, you know, his Napoleon syndrome? He is all of 5'3", or is it 5'1"?
Yeah.
You guys
know
know
what they
how tall
say
he
about
is?
short guys. So.
Yeah, they have a huge ego, you know, it's crazy. Or was it his, you know, his hairline? Because I think he started like, he did get some of that, you know, some hair plugs. So I think
He
I
shot her
don't know.
because of his hairline. We're gonna go with that.
Whatever insecurity is, insecurities can make you do all kinds of crazy things. So, you know, anyway, shout out to Meg for being so courageous and just standing up for herself and, you know, really kind of taking the blow for Tory, but I guess she couldn't take it anymore. So she finally admitted that it was him. Another question that I have for you guys is, the media is being awfully quiet about it. You know, why do you think that is? Do you think that if it were a white rapper or a white woman in the music industry, like say for instance, a Lady Gaga, you know, would this be headline news? Do you guys think that it's because she's a black woman, you know? What do you think?
I think it should be headline news.
It should, absolutely, I agree. What's your take, Noah?
Man, I don't know, man. I think it's popular as Megan is, and she's one of the hottest artists out right now.
She is the hottest artist. She's the number one song on the Billboard.
But she hadn't necessarily been around that long.
You're right.
So maybe that's why you hadn't seen it, but you never know. Because I mean, right, you're thinking like, hey, Lady
Nobody's talking about it.
To be specific, Lady Gaga, she'd be all over the news.
Yeah.
But would Iggy Azalea? I don't know.
I don't know. You know, I actually thought.
They have a point.
And that's no shade. I like Iggy.
Yeah,
I don't like her music, but I like her.
Right.
I find that to be contradicting because actually a lot of things associated with like the culture or Black lives or controversy surrounding, you know, the race as a whole is actually in the news. So I see it from the opposing side of things. I'm not surprised, or I am surprised that it's being quiet, so to speak, you know?
Yeah.
Because typically stuff like that's making headlines.
And shout out to our celebrities like Bun B and Halle Berry that are speaking up and supporting Meg. So, you know, we need to all rally behind our girl and make sure that she's doing okay.
Right.
You know, just because you're a celebrity doesn't mean that you absorb this kind of thing. Just, you know, you take it with like a light punch and you just keep it moving. You know, being shot, especially she's lost her mom, her grandma, her dad. So the people that would be in her life to really give her that homegrown support, you know, they're not there. So,
Right.
you know, prayers out to Meg. Hope she's recovering great. And so we're going to talk about Ellen DeGeneres Under Fire. So the Ellen DeGeneres show has recently come under fire because, you know, because of workplace misconduct. So we're hearing reports by her staff that, you know, it's just been really a crazy environment in the workplace. And this has been going on for quite some time, you know. So Warner Brothers has really just given her, like, you know, the warning sign, like, hey, something's got to happen. So we're hearing for the new season, she's actually given all of her staff raises. Like, everybody has gotten a raise. That's not a bad situation. So Ellen's really, it seems that she's trying to step up to the plate to really make a change, to not have that stain on her career. So what do you guys think? What could have caused that? Is it a case where the bully becomes the bully? You know, she's faced a lot of discrimination over her career, just as, you know, somebody, a part of the LGBT community. So do you guys think that's the case? Hayley, we'll start with you. What's your take on that?
It's so hard for me to imagine someone like Ellen.
Yeah, she's so bubbly all the time.
Of somebody who's a bully, so I just can't. I can't get past it mentally. You know, not to say that it doesn't happen. You know, of course, you have this persona. You know, facing a camera and an audience all the time.
She's in the show business.
Show business, baby. So it probably, you know, there are plenty of things that we probably don't hear about.
Yeah, or see. Noel, how you feel about that? Ellen coming on the fire.
Well, you know what? Actually, I've heard stories about Ellen being
I have too.
There was a guy who was on The Sopranos, big Sopranos fan. His name's Steve Sciarippa.
Yeah.
He played a role of Bobby for any Sopranos fans out there, big guy. But he also used to work as a booker of talent and entertainment before he became.
Was that Janice's husband?
Yes.
Listen, I'm day one.
We finished the
Day
whole
one,
series.
absolutely. Day one Soprano fan. So yeah, okay.
Yeah, so Bobby.
Yeah.
So he actually had some experiences with a lot of celebrities, and one thing that he said was he multiple times had run into Ellen, tried, being very cordial, and she was just ice cold with them.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so he had some choice words about her. So I'm actually not surprised. There's been kind of words that Ellen was a little less than friendly,
Yeah. Okay. Erika.
Well, I mean, I think Ellen DeGeneres is very generous. It's in her name. So maybe people mistake her generosity for kindness. And, I also think that when it's your business, you have to be specific about things. So maybe she's just a little, cold or straightforward, very black and white when it comes to structuring how she does her business. And people don't take that as, her being kind, especially when she has a different persona on air.
Right.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Well, listen, do you guys think that people will receive her the same? She's gone that extra mile. By the way, she has not denied a lot of these claims. So that also speaks volumes. So she's now just trying to go in-house and, clean up all the things that have been clean up all the staff. So she's fired producers and she's now giving her staff a raise. So that says a lot to us and, what she's trying to do moving forward. But I think the important takeaway here is she's trying to just move forward in a positive way and really just, be that change. And she's not just stepping back and, disappearing.
Right.
All right. So our last topic that we're going to cover today is voting for this election. So guys, I've actually partnered with the 30-year-old nonprofit organization, Rock the Vote. I don't know if you guys have heard about Rock the Vote, but it's actually a wonderful nonprofit. This organization is so dope, guys. A lot of celebrities have gotten behind it, and a lot of people just in everyday life have seen the work that they've done, when it comes to elections and really affecting change. So I also decided to partner with them and to just do some wonderful work to encourage people to get out and vote. So spread the word about registering to vote. I want you guys to tell as much people as you can. It's important to get registered because without registering, you can't vote. So I want you guys to just really tune into my Instagram to find out more about what I'm going to be doing with Rock the Vote. Tune in here to Morning Kiss. I'll be talking more about it. And, again, guys, a lot of our ancestors have fought for a long time and protested to just have the right simply to vote. So I want to just hear from you guys in the room this morning. What message do you guys want to send to people, or what are your thoughts about this upcoming election? Hayley, we'll start with you.
Don't vote for Kanye.
Round of applause for that one.
In order to come from a position of strength, I think it's very important to educate yourself. And if you're going to stand behind someone who is going to lead your future and the future of the United States, then it takes some time to educate yourself, but do vote. Don't be silent.
There you go.
Definitely.
Erika.
Well, I'm going to give everybody in Arkansas the resource so you guys can go register to vote so you don't miss that opportunity. It is sos.arkansas.gov. So make sure you take note of that. Again, I'm not going to go ahead and poll in on the election. I've done that the last two shows. So I'm not crazy about any of the candidates. But make sure you guys register so we can make a difference. And I believe Rock the Vote, did they partner with MTV, back in early 2000s?
Absolutely.
And they had a campaign?
A lot of
gotcha.
people that have influence.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys get out there, get registered. I think the key word Hayley said it best, get educated and learn about the policies behind each of these individuals that you're voting for. You know what I mean? I think that's super important. Noel, what's your take on this election and what do you want to tell the people?
You absolutely must vote. Now, the problem is, I run into this a lot, especially within folks in our community. They feel real disenfranchised. They feel like they're not really being represented. Like Erika said, she's not thrilled with the candidates that are available. They're on the ballot. But you know what? You have to vote. If you are able to vote, you must vote. Too many people have fought. Too many people have sacrificed. Too many people have lost their lives for you to have the privilege of voting, so you must vote. And this is the little gem that I take with me, because I am very passionate about people exercising their right to vote. So I'm going to just take this moment to drop this on you. You know, some people tell me my vote doesn't matter, it's rigged, whatever your excuse is. Well, here we go. Here's the scenario. Either you go vote and you're right, it was a waste of time. It's all rigged, it doesn't matter. So you end up with egg on your face. Big deal. Let me tell you what, if you don't vote and it does matter, and it really does make the difference on where our country and where we're headed, and you don't vote, you don't just have egg on your face, you have blood on your hands.
I agree.
So you need to vote. Go vote, show up. And let me tell you something, the numbers do not lie. If there are certain groups of people who decide to show up to the polls, it changes everything. Go vote.
Thank you so much for that, Noel. I think that's a very important message. And so I'm going to check in with you, Mr. Producer. Do we have time to put Hayley in the hot seat?
Let's go.
All right. So Hayley, we're going to put you in the hot seat. So we have 4 questions for you. Now, if you answer all of these questions, you will go home with that $400 cash reward prize from Diamond Training. You can put that cash towards any package that Diamond Training provides, right? If you plead the 5th, you go home empty-handed. Wah, wah. All right, so are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, first question. What's the most dangerous thing you've ever done in public?
Ooh, it's gonna take me back to my very days.
No, there's not a lot of people there that probably may remember, so.
I would literally take it back to the Berryville days and say I did some very crazy things driving a car and cow pastures and everything else.
I hope people in Berryville are tuning in. All right, question number 2. What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you on a date?
Not being able to crack open my own lobster tail. That sounds so bougie.
Okay, all right. Okay, we'll take it.
Bougie people.
All right.
problems.
All right. Question number 3. Gun to your head if you had to choose. So, kiss, marry, kill, right?
All right.
Donald Trump, President Obama, or Joe Biden? And Joe Biden.
I would marry Obama.
Okay.
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 I would kiss Biden and I would definitely
Okay.
kiss Trump.
Gotcha. I think we're all on the same page there.
Kiss on
Okay.
his forehead.
I
We didn't specify. We didn't say what kind of.
Yeah.
We didn't say what kind of kiss. All right. Question number 4. Have you ever been guilty of kissing and telling?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, guess what? We're gonna make it rain today. It's that $400 cash prize. So, congratulations. You get to go home with $400 in cash rewards, and you can use that with Diamond Training, the #1 personal training company in Northwest Arkansas. So, guys, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to come back with our closing section and some important messages and our word of the day. And we are back with Morning Kiss. It's Don Blake, the voice of NWA. So guys, we're going to give you just the word of the day. So I want you guys to be educated. I want you to be able to use your words and just be as smart as you can be. The word of the day today is dauntless, right? Part of the speech is an adjective. Origin is Latin, 15th century. So dauntless means showing fearlessness and determination. An example of dauntlessness in a sentence is ride that zip line and show that you are dauntless. Or finishing this job will require someone to be quite dauntless. So be dauntless today and forever. You know, I'm gonna make it my job to just step out of here, step out of bed every morning and be dauntless, right? So my final message today, guys, is just before we wrap up, I want to give I want you to give the people you love roses while they can smell it. So it's very important for you guys to really realize that it doesn't take anything from you. It doesn't take anything away from you to tell somebody congratulations or good job. You know, you're doing an amazing thing here. Ride that success wave. So it's very important because that little compliment can take you a long way in life, and the universe will pay it forward. So when it's your turn for success, you can equally be grateful and just feel that love. So there's nothing in the Bible or nothing in the manual of life that says you're going to get your blessings or receive all the great things you expect to receive in life when your friend does, or when your brother or sister does. I think we all have to wait our turn, but it's very important along the way we encourage each other, right? So share that love, spread that encouragement, and don't be afraid to tell somebody or tap them on the shoulder and say, hey, good job, right? So our closing message is, you guys are just the wonderful piece that makes Morning Kiss just so special. From our show producer, Mr. Noel Sosa, to my co-host, Ms. CEO Erika Nicole, to our special guest today, Ms. Hayley Franklin of the Branding Group, and our wonderful, magical videographer, Ms. Katie. Listen, Katie Driscoll, shout out to her. She does a phenomenal job of bringing you guys this amazing content on YouTube, and a lot of the content that you guys see on my Instagram. So I just want to thank you guys for making it such an amazing show, each and every segment. Thank you guys again for all the listeners and viewers for tuning into Morning Kiss right here on 105.3 FM, Kiss 105.3 FM, and those of you listening from the PPBC app each and every Monday, 9 a.m. Central, to kick your week off. Tell a friend to tell a friend so we can spread the word about Morning Kiss. It's the hottest morning show, and I just want you guys to tune in every week to learn why we're so amazing. So if you've missed it, you can also head over to our YouTube channel. Type in Morning Kiss with Dominique Blake, where you can find a full show and the hottest topics. Be sure to leave a comment, subscribe, hit that bell, and like it and share. We want to hear from you, and we want you to engage. We engage and we, comment back and reply to you guys. So it's definitely important that we hear from all of our viewers and listeners. I'm your host, Dom Blake, the voice of NWA. Until next time, I love you guys, and be good to yourselves.